What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Apocalypse. This is your host Bellart Wright, and today we are playing Darksiders Warmastered Edition on the Apocalyptic difficulty. And yeah, as you just saw, this game has some pretty neat backgrounds. But yeah, what we're gonna do in this episode is we're gonna wrap this damn thing up. We got all the achievements we could possibly get that don't involve the story, and now we're gonna get those final story achievements, as well as finish up this wonderful story that we've been playing. And we've had a damn good time while we were going and playing. But all good things must come to an end. For old time's sake, let's kick these guys' ass. Poor fools never stood a chance. But yeah, this playthrough, man, amazing, absolutely amazing. But yeah, man, we gotta clear War's name. We gotta put it into the destroyer. It's our whole purpose. That's why we got this blade on our back. So we finally get to meet the destroyer face to face. So far we've only heard of his reputation and heard about the destruction he caused, but we haven't really seen too much of it firsthand. That's kind of one of the things one of the criticisms I had with this game. It's that you don't get enough villain face time. You get way more face time with Samael than you do with the actual villain of the game. In there we had a few extra souls, so I just decided to buy the next levels of everything that I had. Or no, this is actually me buying the items for the first time, technically. Buying those war powers, or sorry, wrath powers. Get my terminology so mixed up. But of course, we've already got the achievement last episode.
This is for all the
and friggin' Watchers talking about cookies. What the hell?
cookies, horseman. When you proceed, there's no
Yeah, I know that. So let's go. For some reason, I vaguely remember a Azrael fight, but you doesn't look like you fight him in this one. Maybe you fight him in Darksiders 2, because I vaguely remember an Azrael fight.
It's Abaddon. Uriel has led the Hellguard against him. It is as you foretold. The Hellguard will
He's referring
fall.
towards a vision from the Tree of Knowledge.
Angel of Death, serve me one last time.
And that cut was so quick. But we can assume that Azrael teleported him here. And that is the destroyer.
She mistook me for someone else. She loved him, and I believe that he loved her long ago. Before all
So they
this.
were lovers.
Foolishly, he chose duty above all, and died for it. The the same. Heaven hunts you. Hell hates you. All of creation cares not whether you live or die. Join me, war. Like a great sword, I will raise you up, and our enemies will shatter against us. The spoils of 1,000 victories will be yours. Or serve the justice of a corrupt council. The Creator abandons his most faithful.
Notice Abaddon's eye.
Would you serve in heaven?
The one with the eye patch typically is flaming. Like his deformity has followed him
what once
into his transformation.
the cowards did not.
Piss them off. I really do hate talking during cutscenes, but I just wanted to point that out. Abaddon's the fact that Abaddon's eye is like the one that he typically wears the eye patch over is glowing. It's like overflowing with fire. And this part of the fight was a fair bit annoying, because you don't really know what to do. What you want to do is you just want to melee him, which they make it seem like that's like not the best strategy from the way he's behaving. They make it seem like you want to be as far away from it as possible, but the gun doesn't appear to actually do damage. Like we can see like the bullets bouncing off of him. Anytime we get close to him, he does that claw, which does a ton of damage. So I thought you could just like hit him, but that wasn't doing anything either. So what you want to do is you want to hit him on a horse, and that's going to stagger him. And you'll see me do that. It looks like we're at the top of the Destroyer's tower. He has some interesting architecture. Some of this stuff is like floating in the air, as you can see in the background. And it looks like the Destroyer's tower isn't quite complete. Either that or it has been destroyed. There we go. Now you can get off and wail on them more effectively than what I'm doing. Yeah, one of the criticisms I have is just that there's not enough face time with the Destroyer while he's in his demon form, or even in his other form. Like you don't really get enough time to really hate this character like you need to, or to even sympathize with him. You just don't get enough time with the character. This fight's pretty good. I do dislike gimmicks in fights. Like I would say the fact that you can only damage him on horseback is a gimmick. Now the section itself isn't bad. I wouldn't consider this a gimmick, the fact that you have to fight him on horseback, but just the fact that you can only do damage to him from horseback. I believe that's a gimmick. Like if you wanted to, you should be able to chip him down with the gun or with different sorts of attacks whenever you're not on the horse. But yeah, this is a pretty good part of the fight. It does get a bit harder to hit him with the sword, because the sword isn't so accurate on horseback. The sword actually, and it's, for me, it's like a crapshoot on which side War is gonna hit with the sword. I don't know what I was doing right here, actually. Oh, okay. Trying to go to chaos form. That was a bad idea. Now I believe he's Skyborn. Okay, he's doing the jump attack. You can extend the duration of chaos form as long as you're attacking, even if it's at the end. They allow you to finish that combo up. Ouch. Stabbed him right in the back. Now, I want them to go into more detail about Abaddon's destroyer form, his dragon form. Really, they need to just go more into detail about Amazon or Abaddon. He is a very interesting character, but we don't know enough about him. We just know that Straga turned him, or not Straga, but he was killed by Straga. Then he came back as a destroyer. This part of the fight's really good. I really enjoyed this. I think when it comes to human-sized boss fights, something like this is pretty darn satisfying. You dodge, you block, you counter, you learn their moves. I think they were definitely inspired by Sephiroth when it comes to this fight, because he has of course he has 2 wings instead of 1 wing, but he has a long katana a la Sephiroth, so I'm sure this was definitely a callback to, or rather a shout out to Sephiroth. In some ways, this does remind me of Sephiroth's Kingdom Hearts fights. Much less difficult, but definitely does remind me of those fights. Ha, that was pretty good dodge. he just bullied him.
You have taught me something, Abaddon. Sometimes duty must be cast aside to do what must be done. It is not for duty that I kill you now.
War is a vindictive bastard. Just took his wings. As you can see, we just got about 5 different achievements.
Uriel.
Reap what you have sown, betrayer.
No sympathy.
You had to know it was a one-way ticket.
Council.
They knew you'd never play executioner because of your precious honor. They let you take the fall. They knew you'd butcher everyone involved to clear your name. And you did.
No!
Patience, whore. I've got some for you, too. I'll take that. If it were to get broken, you might get ideas. Like not going back in your little cage. It's tragic, really. You had freedom in the palm of your hand, and you lost it. That's so damn funny. Even you wouldn't laugh at your own funeral.
I'm laughing at yours.
Well, yours first.
Next sacramentum. The death oath is complete.
Hell God, bitch! What did you do?
Chopped his arm off? Damn.
No! I'm going to pull your guts out through your halo! Keep getting up. I'll just kill you again. I was just following orders, like you.
Little idiot.
What are you going to do? Fight the council? Fight everyone? You'll never get away. You hear me? Never!
War's enjoying this a little too much.
Forget who holds the leash.
I haven't forgotten.
Pop. I learned why War has one arm bigger than the other two.
You
Tell you
knew
guys
what
in a
would
minute.
happen here, what I would do. That's why you spared me.
No,
Then why?
because I would not have the last of heaven's honor die with its champion.
All debts are repaid. The duty I uphold, it may call me to raise my sword against you. And if that day comes, I won't hesitate. You will be hunted. The White City for certain. The Council, and there will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
There are the others. Now that ended way too quickly, in my opinion. That ending could have and should have been expanded upon, but it just kind of ended. But War's hand, one of his hands was cut off a long time ago by death. They had got into a bit of a squabble, and War was going pretty much berserk. Ended up fighting his brothers and sister, and yeah, he ended up, I believe, impaling Death, and then Death had to boss up and cut his arm off to show him who's boss. But yeah, I guess I could share some opinions on the game. overall. I'm gonna flesh this out with a review. I might do a video review, but definitely something for the blog. But this game is amazing. Like, I love it. It's definitely flawed. I believe it's too short for one. I don't believe it fully explores its story as much as it should, and it doesn't fully explore its mechanics as much as it could. But I respect it for what it is. It is a very tight, well polished experience. It's supposed to get you, you're just supposed to, play through it and you're done with it. It could use something. It could use some DLC, because Darksiders 2 had quite a bit of DLC. So I think this one could use some DLC as well. But I like it. I like how it set the series up, and it got me intrigued to learn about the rest of the horsemen. So the cliffhanger was definitely effective, and also the fact that they didn't show the horsemen, they just kind of referenced them. Good stuff, good quality stuff. I love the art style, and I love the gameplay. The gameplay is definitely solid. Every choice that was made in the gameplay is impactful. Like, it's short, but they were able to use that time to really flesh out and expand what's already there, such as your items, right? Each of your items are typically used for puzzles and platforming, things like that, but they all have another use in combat. Stuff like that I feel is going the extra mile in a game like this. And overall, when I first played the game, I just felt like it was solid. But after replaying it, I think it's genius. I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Like, it's it kind of tricks you at first into thinking it's just a carbon copy of the games that it bites from, but it's definitely a lot more than that. It does have its own DNA, which the sequel Darksiders 2 does inherit, and unfortunately Darksiders 3 did not inherit that DNA as much as it needed to, or as much as Darksiders 2 did. So this did set a very solid foundation going forward, and I'm hoping the fourth game. Oh, I didn't know Silicon Knights was involved in this game. That's pretty interesting. I did not know, or I do hope that the fourth game takes some cues from this game instead of the other two. Darksiders 2 did quite a bit right, and I love that game, but initially I did put it down for a bit. But this game was compelling from start to finish. It just needed to be fleshed out a bit more when it comes to the story and the characters, especially when it comes to character like War. I think they could have spent more time with getting us, kind of to getting to know him a bit better. And his villains, there wasn't enough time spent on the Destroyer. Like, even if you weren't gonna flesh out War, you needed to flesh out the Destroyer for the story to work, and they didn't. So the story it's a little bit weak in that regard, but I love the character so much that I'm really into the story, even though it's fairly weak. But yeah, like, this game is great. Like, I had a great time playing it. So, and I actually can't wait to play it again and to maybe upload some more gameplay for you guys. Something that's less focused on achievements and things like that, but more focused on lore and just pure gameplay. Maybe trying out different play styles and things like that. And also doing the same for the sequel, because I really, really enjoy these games, and I think I found really something to really gravitate to for the channel, because just trying to basically find a game that I like recording, and these games are perfect for that, especially this one. So, but that's gonna wrap up this playthrough. I really do appreciate you guys for sticking with it, watching to the end, and definitely look forward to Darksiders 2. That playthrough is going to be coming soon, and that's going to be a post-commentary playthrough because I just want to have something to where I'm not worried about commentary and things like that, because it's always a problem when I record something and then I have to re-record it. So I'll just cut that disappointment out and just record it from the start. But alright guys, thank you so much. Take care. We did get every single achievement, and the best, you know, once you beat it on the hardest difficulty, you do get the achievements for difficulties under it. So we did get that ultra rare BFA because we did all the work in order to max this out. So again, take care guys, thanks again, till next time, peace.